Good morning, everyone. Leah Dixon here from Port Coquitlam, British Columbia. I am live this Wednesday morning with some more celebration samples to share with you. So if you are not aware, Stampin' Up! Holds a special sale, I guess, every year, usually January and February, which it is this year, where for every $60 purchase you make, you can actually earn free product. And then they have a different selection of product for $120 orders. And so this started back in January. On February 1st, they actually added some new products to the lineup, products that you can earn as your free product with a $60 order. And these were not brand new products. They were products from their regular catalog, so that they just added in as options that you can select as the freebies. So this is going on until February 29th. And today I wanted to show you one of the brand new products that they've added and tell you a little bit more about how you can find out what is being offered as a freebie. So I'm going to switch over to my desktop and we will get started. So what I have here, I'll just move the stamp set out of the way. What I have here is the Just Kidding 12 by 12 designer series paper. And so this is something from, I believe it's in our newest mini catalog. And it has a cute stamp set and everything to go with it. But I just wanted to show you. So this paper is all like sweet little kids and stuff on one side. Lots of little play and adventure background pieces. And then the other side of all of this DSP is are these great patterns. So hearts and stars and stripes. What else have we got? Oh, I got more. I've been using this paper a lot, even before it was a freebie. It's such a sweet one. So here's a little baking sheet. And then some nice fun wavy patterns. And I love the paper because the kids on it are really diverse. There's boys, girls, kind of older, younger, different ethnicities, even kids in wheelchairs and stuff like that. Like, it's really awesome. And then you've also got this great sheet that creates like a full background. So a little playroom and a tent in the backyard and outdoor adventure and everything. So lots of great background ones as well for cards. And there we go. Some more fun with animals. This is my favorite of the patterns. And then some Valentine's fun. And absolutely love this one. All the watercolor with the triangles and everything. So just a great color palette and a really fun pack of DSP. And Stampin' Up's offering that now as one of our new freebies. So I thought today I'd actually make a Valentine's Day card. And I'm kind of winging it because I have been out of commission. I haven't been at work the last few days with a migraine. So I've got nothing prepped. So we're coming in cold, and we're going to see what we can create today using this DSP and the Be My Valentine stamp set. This one's a great one. It actually has a coordinating punch that cuts out the wings and the bee body and everything. And I don't think I've played with it online. I know I've done some stuff with my team with it, but I don't think I've shared it with you guys yet. So I thought it's a perfect one. I've got to make some Valentines for my kids. So here we go. So I wanted to start with just, not with the stamping part, but I kind of have a layout in my head. And so I just quickly cut some pieces before going live this morning. And like I said, that the stars and hearts pattern on the other side of the Just Kidding DSP is one of my favorites. So I just cut 2 little strips of this, and it really doesn't matter like your length and width as long as the piece you cut to go around it has the proper border. So I like a really small 1/8 of an inch border, so I just cut my stuff 1/8 of an inch larger than whatever, and then I got like that really tiny border. And that's what I prefer. If you want to keep it more simple, then make it a full 1/4 inch larger, and then you'll just have a larger border. Okay. So here we go. So I'm just going to glue these two pieces onto coordinating cardstock. So if you're not using the exact same DSP and you're crafting along with me, just cut 2 strips of DSP, and I think mine are 3 1/4 by 1 1/8, but you know, whatever works for you. I like to, mine are 1 1/8 because I just used scraps that I already had in my packet. So that's what's really nice about kind of having a layout in mind, is you don't need to necessarily cut pieces. You just need to use what you've got. And so what I had was 1 1/8 inch strips. So I cut them down to 3 1/4 inches, and I'm ready to go. So I am going to put these onto my background. But not yet. I want to get something to go across this card. So I'm actually thinking I might grab some of our great shimmer paper. I don't use it enough, but I absolutely love it. So we have our soft shimmer designer series paper. And so this is, do they tell me the colors? Yeah, Berry Burst, Bubble Bath, Lost Lagoon, Night of Navy, and Pretty Peacock. And it's all that shimmery paper. So I'm going to grab that Berry Burst shimmer. So let's see here. Pop in here and grab that. And I just want a thin strip of it. I don't think I have... I should actually just double check that I don't already have a thin strip. Because like I said, I like to try and use up my bits. So no, it looks like I've used my paper efficiently. I have no bits. So I'm just going to maybe cut, I don't know, 3/4 inch of a strip, and I'll have it be 4 inches long because that's how wide my white base is here. So I'm just going to go to my trimmer and grab that. So there's that beautiful shimmer paper, and it's just 3/4 by 4 inches. And I am going to lay that down on there, just like that. Now, before I do anything else with this, I'm going to decide if I want to stamp on here or do some embossing. And let's see, I wonder if... I think I might actually emboss the top of this. Oh, hi, Jacqueline. Thanks for joining. So yeah, I think I might do just a little bit of embossing on here. Or will I? Let's see. Let's actually hold off on the background until we've created our focal point, and then I'll decide. How about that? So I think what I'm going to do is I am going to put this onto a Berry Burst background, whatever I decide to do to that. So this is kind of how I design, is I start with pieces I want to use. Sometimes I have a sketch in mind, which I do today, and then I kind of think about all the other bits, and I kind of go play with it as I go. All right, so I want to create some kind of a focal image here on my card front. And of course, I've got the B set, so I'm going to use the B. So I'm going to pop that off to the side. Hi, Jeanette. Thanks for joining. I'm going to grab just a piece of basic white. Let's see, do I have some scraps? Oh, I have lots of scraps. Good. So I'm just going to grab a scrap of basic white off of my cutting table, and we're going to start stamping. So I definitely want a bee on here, and I think I want a bee with his wings off to the side. So I'm going to grab the parts that I need to build a bee. So that would be my oval and my stripes to start. Kind of out of blocks right now. I've got everything set up for a card class coming up. Now, with the Berry Burst, I am going to grab my crushed curry as the body of my bee, I think. Yeah, I think that'll be a nice yellow to go with my Berry Burst. And so I'm going to ink that up. Now, I always forget. I always got to grab the punch and check this out because I want to make sure I'm stamping this in a way that it will go nicely into my punch. So I want to leave a little bit of room on this end of my tail, or my stinger or whatever. So it's not a tail. These don't have tails. All right, so there we go. I've stamped my crushed curry body. And now I'm going to grab my Memento Black ink. There we go. And my little stingers here. Okay. And make sure I don't have black on my fingers. Now I'm going to line this up right like that. Hopefully that was good. Oh, beautiful. All right, so there we have our gorgeous little bee body. And I'm going to put, oh, actually I should keep that black out because I'm going to put a little face on them. So I think I want just our regular little smiley face. Oh, where is it? There it is. Our regular little smiley face. So I'm going to grab my tiniest little block. And I think we're going to put his little face right there. So sweet. Okay. Now I'm done with this black. All right, so I'm going to punch out this body. Now, I am going to just trim this slightly because apparently I stamped it up a little too high and I can't quite get it lined up. So I'm just cutting out a spot at the bottom so I can move my punch up higher. There we go. So that I can actually get them centered. Ooh, little bits flying everywhere. Yeah. All right. So with that punched out, I now need to get busy creating some wings for him. But I think we're going to pop him on right about there. They are so cute, aren't they? I know, I really like some of the realistic bees we've had in the past, but these guys are just so fun for like, yeah, I don't know, they're just so fun. Okay, so next up are the wings. Now, I do like to punch my wings out with this heart. And so I find that, yeah, there we go. I always remind myself which way is it going to punch best. So it punches best with the point of the heart down into the corner. So when I create my wings here, I'm actually going to create them, like stamp them down that way. All right, now let's see. It's been a few days since I was in my craft room. Hopefully this chamois is wet enough to clean my stamps, so that I can remove them and grab my next ones. So my chamois is absolutely filthy, but it's still, I keep mine in those cases that we've got, the extra cases, and it actually does a very good job of keeping them damp so that they can be used multiple days, because it's been a few days since I was down here. All right. So pop those things away, and I will grab my antennae and I'll put that on the little block, antennae on the little block, my wings on a bigger block. There we go. And I'll put that to the side for now. All right, so on here, like I said, my wings, I'm going to put them so that like where the point would be comes down this way. And I am going to keep these in a nice light color. I'm going to use some balmy blue to stamp these wings. And so just like that, I'm going to stamp them. And then I should have checked this before when I still had my black out. My antennae, the best way to stamp them is actually the other way, so the point is away from the corner. So pop those into that corner. There we go. So this is kind of how you can create a bee, just using some basic white cardstock. Okay, so there we go. We can punch out our wings, and then we can use the smaller heart to punch out the antennae. There we go. Okay. So now when I build my bee, I like to actually do my antennae first. And I'm just going to pop those right there. And then I'm kind of a lazy builder. I am going to grab some dimensionals. Looks like I'm going to grab some mini dimensionals because that's what I've got beside me. And I use them like tape to hold the bits in place. Oh, hi, LA. I hope that you're not experiencing too bad of a storm right now. I hope your last few days at sea are safe and relatively calm. Thanks for watching. All right, so now with those antennae on there, now I'm going to come in and place my wings behind. And again, I'm going to attach those with dimensionals like tape. So just grab in my mini dimensionals, pick one up, and use it to kind of tape that down. And tape it down, and then I'm going to add another one down there. I use too many dimensionals, I know, because I'm also going to pop them out here at the ends of the wings, and one more out here on my antennae. Okay, so there's a ton of dimensionals on there. Oh, it's very bouncy. Oh no, I'm sorry, LA. Okay, so we've got this going on. We've got our little bee. Now, I feel like we need, do we need a background for him? Possibly a background for him. And I'm also wondering if, I think because these are going to be for my kids, I'm going to have the little bee saying love you. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take that bee body again and punch out another bee body, but this time with no bee stamped on it. And we'll see if that's too big to be a little speech bubble on here. So we could have it like that. That might be too big. I don't know. Yeah, I think that's going to be too big. Okay, instead we're going to do just some little hearts on a background, I think. So I need to get one more piece of paper for a background here. And I think, oh, what color do I want that to be? Let's see, we've got Berry Burst, Balmy Blue. Maybe we will continue with a nice light background. Oh, these are such tough decisions. I always have trouble with my colors. Let's see. I am going to see what I've got in my stash on the side of my desk, and maybe there's something good there. All right. Ooh, what's this? So I do have this little, I think this is Petal Pink. Not sure I like that. I always keep like a stash of like weird things that I've created. Like if I've cut something out, we'll see what a white one might do. I've always got kind of like extra stuff that didn't get used. And oh, I wonder what pool party might look like. That might work. So yeah, there's always too many things over here. Okay, and then, oh, that's going to be too big. All right, so these are the things that I kind of, oh, those are cute flowers. Maybe I'll keep those out. All right, so I've got a giant stash here. Oh, and one more. What's this? Okay, Pebbled Path. Maybe that'll work, or a white. Okay, so I don't like the Petal Pink. Let's see, that's too dark. Pool Party's too bright. Okay, I think I'm actually going to go with the white background, and we're going to add some color. I just want to bring in more Berry Burst into this. I don't want to bring in other colors. So either Berry Burst or Balmy Blue and nothing else, but the blue is just too solid and too dark. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my blending brush and my Balmy Blue again, and I'm just going to create a very nice light, hopefully light. There we go. Little Balmy Blue. Now this tag that I'm using is actually a die created using the Thoughtful Expressions dies. That's the set that goes with the hummingbird. And I guess I just cut out more than I needed for something. So it's just sitting there waiting to be used. So now is the time. So there we go. We've got just a really nice light blue background on there. And then I think I'm going to keep my blue, and maybe we'll do our sentiment in blue, or maybe we'll actually just throw in some blue hearts in the background. Let's see here. So many decisions. Okay, I think we're going to do a love you there in black. All right, so I'm going to grab that little love you sentiment. I'm going to grab my black ink again. And we're just going to stamp love you there. And then I'm going to get a little Berry Burst heart to go with it. All right, so love you. And then we have a little heart in our stamp set here. So I'm going to clean up my little antennae. So I have my little block. I'm going to get my little hearts, and we're going to do that. Let's pop that over there for now. Okay, got my Berry Burst ink. Uh-oh, I got a thumbprint. Okay, let's clean up my fingers. I got a fingerprint on my paper in black ink. We're going to have to cover that up with our B or with an embellishment, I guess. All right, so grab these little guys, ink them up, and do a little set there and a little set there. Okay, that should be good. Now, I think I have decided what we're going to do with our background. Our top, I am going to emboss, and our bottom, I am actually going to stamp with some flowers from this set. So I'm going to clean up my stamps again, because of course I am running low on blocks. Oops. We're going to clean these up, and we're going to grab some flowers out of our stamp set. So I love that this stamp set has like everything. It has the bee, it has the flowers, it has the hive, it has the sentiments. You don't have to go looking for anything to complement this. It's all right here in this set. So let's see. We're going to grab a stem. And I think I'm going to grab two kinds of flowers. Grab another. No, I don't have another, so I'll grab that big one, and I'll show you when we're placing a smaller image on a larger block. I tend to place it, oh, not that one, in what would be the top left-hand corner. So when we're inking it up, we don't have the risk of getting too much ink onto our block. So here we go. Before I emboss, because that'll determine how high up I do all of this, so I'm going to bring all this down. So those can go there. That's going to go there. So that gives us that much space to do some flowers on here. Now, I don't want to bring in a real green with this color combo that I've got, because I've got the Berry Burst, the Crushed Curry, and the Balmy Blue going on. So I don't really want to bring in anything too bright. Oh, I should move this up. I forgot I have that banner on here. It kind of blocks up the bottom of my screen. So nothing too crazy. And I also want to leave room for my flowers. So I'm going to do my flowers, I think, in Berry Burst and in, oh, I wonder what Bubble Bath would look like in there. And then our stem, I feel like it should maybe be Pretty Peacock because that's a color that I know kind of goes really well with these, but then I worry that's too dark. So let's do Lost Lagoon and see what that will look like. So I'm actually just going to grab a scrap paper and stamp these because I don't want to go stamping on here and then not liking the color combo. So we're going to just do a little test run of a Lost Lagoon stem. That might be too muted with, I think we'll do Berry Burst for our bigger flower. Berry Burst, and then what would Bubble Bath look like? Bubble Bath. Oh, Bubble Bath will work perfectly on there. Okay, that's definitely too muted though. So no Lost Lagoon. I might have to go bright and do Granny Apple Green, which I got to go grab from another bin. I think Granny Apple will be fine on here. It won't be too bright. Let's see. Yeah, definitely the Granny Apple's the way to go. Okay, fantastic. So we've got our colors kind of chosen. So I like to do that off my main card because I don't want to wreck it. So we've got this lined up. I've got to leave space for my flowers. So I've got to remember to do my stems low enough down. I'm actually going to, there's two stems and I'm going to grab the other one. That way my flowers can bend in both directions. I'm just going to remove that little flower for now. So I've got my two little stems. Whoops, stick on there, please. All right, and so I'm going to keep these down low so that I've got space for my flowers up above. Because they are kind of larger flowers. And there we go. All right, so I've got my little stems on there. I'm going to just wipe up my desktop here because I did get a bit of green ink on my glass mat. There we go. So I've got that. And now I am going to do my flowers. Now, I think I've got to clean that up so I get the block back. There we go. All right, I think I'm going to do more light ones. So if I do light, dark, light, dark, light. So the 3 light ones on the outside and 2 dark ones on the inside. That'll work. All right. So put that on the wrong side. There we go. And there's 1 flower. 2 and 3. There we go. And then we'll do those darker flowers. Oh, now I'm wondering, do I even want darker flowers though? Let's pop that on there and see. Yeah, we'll risk it. We'll risk it. Oh, and then that one's actually going to overlap. Darn it. Okay, so we're going to have just 1 darker flower because the shape of that one's going to overlap if I do that. So that's okay. It actually kind of is nice. It makes a little triangle. That will be more pleasing to the eye. So then I can bring this one down here, just like that. And we're all good. Okay, there we go. I actually like how that is working out. All right, so now I think we're going to do some embossing on the top half of this card, although I'm not sure it actually needs it now that I've got those flowers in. We might just, what else have we got in here? No, nothing else I can really put up there in the sky. So yeah, we're going to do a little bit of embossing in our sky, but we're going to grab just a really, really subtle embossing folder. So let's see what I've got. So I think okay, let's bring this over. Oof. I hate using my big machine over here, but it's the only one that this folder is going to fit on. I've grabbed the crosshatch from the Basics combo. So you actually get 3 embossing folders in the set. And so when I do this, I'm actually not going to put it all the way in. I'm going to stop and see where that would go to. And just like that, that's as far in as I'm going to. You know what? I really don't like the looks of that. I know what we're going to do. We're not going to emboss, but we are going to add some detail. I don't often do this because it gets a little bit messy, but that's okay. I am actually going to grab my cloud punch, and I am going to punch a cloud out of my scrap paper here. There we go. And I am going to use that to do a little bit of blending up here. So I'm going to grab my balmy blue back again, and I'm going to put a little bit of cloud in the sky. So here we go. So how you do this is you take your cloud and your blending brush, take off some excess, and then you just come in and blend a little bit over top, and then come in and blend a little bit over top, and then move it and blend a little bit over the top. Notice how I'm not actually adding any ink to this anymore. I'm just using what I've got, and I'm making a nice soft cloudy sky here. Okay, and you can even kind of like switch it around and change the direction that that's all going in. Use the bottom of the cloud if you want. So I don't need to worry too much about that area because my DSP strips are going to go there. So there we go. And then just a few more here. I need a little bit more ink. Okay. There we go. A little bit more over here. And we've just created a nice little soft sky, and you can kind of rub your brush over it to soften out any areas that need to be softened. And most of this is going to be in the background anyways, so not too worried about that. Looking exactly perfect. So that's another way to use your little cloud punch, is just to use it as a mask to create a light little fluffy cloud sky. So with that all done, I am now going to start gluing bits down. So I've got my glimmer paper here that I'm going to glue right across the bottom there. So that's going to hide like where my clouds ended kind of idea. So we'll get some liquid glue here. It's my favorite. And pop that on. So I want it above my flowers, but below my clouds. There we go. Just like that. Now I'm going to put this piece onto my berry burst background or card base. I'm almost out of glue. There we go. Our berry burst base. There. And now I am going to grab some dimensionals and put some of these things on. Actually, you know what? Maybe I won't put my DSP on with dimensionals because I'm going to do the B in the label with dimensionals. So these I'm going to just glue straight down, just so we don't get too thick of a card here. Okay, so I'm going to do this one first and try to kind of create an equal border on top and side. A little bit of glue there. So I'm grabbing a little glue eraser. There we go. Clean that up. All right, and then my next one, of course, I'll try and make sure the top border is the same, but as for the sides and everything, I'll just do like what looks right to the eye. Now, these do have a gradient on them, so I want them both going from light at the top to dark at the bottom. There we go, just like that. Okay. Got a little bit of glue on my table here, so I'm just going to pick that up before it gets on any of my projects. There we go. All right, now I'm going to grab my dimensionals and use them to put on my big label here that says love you. I'm going to try and keep the love you so that it's like straight, or horizontal, I guess would be the word. All right, so I'm just using up some extra borders here. And there we go. And so get that horizontal. I'm going to bring it down so that there we go. It has kind of an equal top and bottom of DSP and then comes over onto this one. Now my little bee already has his dimensionals all over. So we're just going to peel those backings off now. And I'm going to pop him down so that he covers up that ink smudge that I've created. And so that just a little bit of him hangs off of the label piece. All right. So we need him down there. Excellent. Just like that. All right, now I think our finishing touch to this card is just to add a few little embellishments to it. Now let's see, we have the embellishments that actually came with this suite. Now they include petal pink, though no colors that really go with what we have been using. So we're not going to use those. Instead, let's actually grab, I don't want sequins because I feel like we already have enough shiny on there with our shimmer paper. So let's see if I have any. Oh, they're not in there. Where did I put them? Looking for those new, all those beautiful rainbow colored dots. And I know, oh, I can't see them because they're sitting on the table right beside me. So here we go. I'm going to grab these guys. These are the rainbow adhesive dots. And I think because we put the bubble bath down here, we could pull in some bubble bath up top as well, and maybe even as a center on our flower. So let's see. Maybe one up there, one up there. Take a small one and put it as the center on our flower. There we go. And then maybe two more over here just to pull it all together. And voila. we have finished up our little Valentine. And so just a sweet little fun background on this card, the adorable little bee, and lots of great great little images and everything. So super cute Valentine's card for a kid. I've got a few more to make. I'm going to probably do some other kind of more masculine ones for the other kids in the house, but this one will be for Kaylee. And yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed that. Sorry, it was kind of like a figure it out as we go today. I just had no time to do any planning. And yeah, if you are part of my team, you might recognize this layout. It was part of a mystery stamping that we had done at my team meeting with my upline. And so I'll show you where my original inspiration came from. There was mine from my previous working with this layout. And so I had used the oh, what is it called? I can't even remember now. Everyday Details. That's what it is. Everyday Detail stamp set and dies for that one. So same layout and just a really different look, actually. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that. Do go check out all of the new things that Stampin' Up! Is offering. They've really added, I think they added 3 or 4 new things to the $120 order and like 6 to the $60 order. And it's great things that you would use. There's the Dragonfly Punch. There's the eclectic, what was it? It's that giant pack of paper with everything, the delightfully eclectic DSP that's been added as a $60 purchase item. So like, what a great deal. They've added in, I think, a stamp set and all sorts of things. So you really want to go check out the new offerings. They're fantastic. And yeah, that is about it, I think. I do have a new card class, Stamp Camp actually, coming up. I'll be advertising it later this afternoon, but it's going to be featuring the trusty tools. And so that's another Stamp Camp that Greta and I are putting on. So do watch for the information on that. If you're not part of my email list, make sure you go to my blog, stampinwithleah.ca, and sign up for my newsletter so that you get all that information. And have a wonderful day. I'll see you guys next Wednesday. Bye.